background,
Hi.
but you didn't chime in. So, with my technical issues here, I thought maybe I'd missed you or something. So, um,
No.
okay. Do you want to kind of join the
Yeah.
chorus and talk about whether this stuff that I'm seeing is real?
Yeah. Well, I'd like to make a comment about the Chinese and the moon first, and then I'll address that if that's all right.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do a brief introduction of everybody,
No, I understand.
and then we're going to have, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Don't worry, it'll be brief. So, the main comment I want to make about what you've said so far about the Chinese and the moon is that to me, one of the most, if not the most important thing about this obviously developing rivalry between the United States, or the so-called West, and the Chinese moon missions, lunar missions, is to remind everybody about the Outer Space Treaty. Because the United States is a ratified signatory, along with China and almost every other nation on the Earth, to the Outer Space Treaty. And one of the things that the Outer Space Treaty does, and by the way, the United States is trying to wiggle out of it because they want to be able to mine the moon and asteroids and everything else for the corporate structure, the corporate state.
China.
However, China is different. China is basically a commonwealth, and the Outer Space Treaty was very explicit that any profits from any activity, any commercial activity, any kind of profit-making activity, and anywhere in outer space, which is defined as I understand it, beyond about 200 miles above the Earth, that includes the moon, Mars, everything else in the universe, that it is for the common benefit of mankind. That's more in keeping with the social philosophy and political organization of the Chinese than it is the West. I just want to make that point. So it will be very interesting to see who prevails, because the Chinese really, in my opinion, are wanting to be dominant in space so that they can basically be the enforcers of the Outer Space Treaty, which I think would be a good thing. That's number one. But as far as the claims about the moon that you make, Richard, there's no question in my mind, but you have absolutely established that there is something causing this brilliant, almost rainbow-like effect. No question about it. Do I believe there was a dome over the moon at any point? No, I do not. However, I do believe that the effects that you have interpreted as having been caused by a long time ago dome that is now basically just kind of dust. That I sent you, and I believe other people on this show, a very important article that just came out called. There's a just recently discovered. It's an article in the New York Times, February 3rd of this year, and the title of the article is "Ordinary Ice they've just discovered a new form of ice, meaning a new form of water, and it's called medium density amorphous ice, and it's referred to as like glass, and I'm remembering that wonderful photo that you had in one of your items of the light shining through the multicolored stained glass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what?
I said yes.
Yeah. The effects of light shining through this glassy form of water that is created by being shaken and chilled, or ice being bombarded by something like very, very hard objects, i.e. meteors. I think that is what we are seeing. That's, at least put it this way, I think it's more in line with Occam's razor as an explanation for the actual effects that very clearly documented. So that's my comment.
Well, okay. I don't want to get into a big argument on the physics, but I don't see how ice on the moon can currently create what we're seeing for the simple reason that the temperatures are so far above the melting point of ice in any of its forms that it would simply dissipate in a vacuum, certainly over a very long period of time, millions or billions of years. And what we're seeing, particularly when we look at the close-ups, is an intense geometry that Andrew's going to talk about in terms of his analysis and his examinations. But I must say it's an excellent try, Barbara.
Well, I happen to think it's more in line with the principle of Occam's razor. But I have an open mind, and I'm waiting to see more, when we get better resolution photos from the surface.
Okay.
Hey, Richard?
Yeah, sure, Ron.
Can I toss in a technical comment? Less than a minute. Yeah, when you freeze ice, water, is non-compressible, which is a good thing because that means when we fall off a building, all we do is break things. We don't splatter.